Yo guys, as requested by a lot of you, I'm going to review a video by the channel ErikTheElectric. The video is called The Aftermath of the 50,000 Calorie Cheat Day Challenge.
Last week, I attempted to eat 50,000 calories in less than 24 hours. Now, for those who haven't watched the video yet, I won't spoil the ending for you, but I will say a lot of people were quite surprised when I showed how much weight I gained after the challenge was over. The first meal I consumed surprisingly happened only a few moments after the 50,000 calorie challenge ended. It was something I've been looking forward to for pretty much the entire past 24 hours. It was something that my mind, my body, and my soul needed desperately. A glass of water. As I usually tend to notice after every calorie challenge I do, I saw lots of comments asking the same question. So in this video, instead of talking about how the next few days went, I'd rather just show you. Now, it's time to run.
It's typical with a lot of these guys who do these eating challenges and whatnot, that they work out a lot, ride their bikes and whatnot, simply to burn off the calories. And you can see that he looks the way he lives his life. He has really bad under eye bags and dark eye circles. He looks extremely exhausted.
Miles complete, 55 miles on the bike, all in a day's work.
Why the hell do you eat so much salad? Salad simply only has fiber, water and pesticides. This guy definitely has an eating disorder. Also, I looked up how old he is before I started the video, and he was 24 or 25 in this video. You would think that he's like 35, but no. That's the reason he looks so old, is because he eats so much all of the time, and then he works out so much. By the time he's 30, he's gonna look like he's over 50 for sure, if he continues. But it could be that he's actually gonna get really serious health issues because of this. Why does he eat all of the salad? Is there some reasoning behind it? I really wonder. Maybe it's to keep his gut bloated, because eating plants makes your gut bloated. It produces a lot of gas. It could be, and then it's easier for him to do these eating challenges. I'm gonna assume it's that. Seems like a fun life. The guy is insanely depressed.
Back at it again.
He looks insanely worn out, really abnormal.
So as you all can see, it's not always...
Jesus, man. You almost look like you're 40 years old. But at the same time, he looks like he's a little boy, as if he never really developed.
Rainbows and butterflies after these giant calorie challenges. After I do these crazy days of eating, I have to stick to a regimented diet and training routine. If I wasn't doing that, my weight would skyrocket. And speaking of my body weight, here's what it looked like 7 days after the 50,000 calorie cheat day challenge. Now, I talked about this in a video I made on my third channel, which dives into how I prepare for these calorie challenges. But I came into this calorie challenge a bit lighter than I usually am. Normally, I walk around at about 165 to about 170 pounds. This is what I look like at 165
He has a strange body composition. There's just something really off.
pounds. And this is what I look like coming into the 50,000 calorie challenge. A few pounds lighter than that. And it was pretty interesting to see my weight trends.
His gut also looks really big, really bloated. If you do these food or specifically calorie challenges, then your gut is gonna stay bloated like that.
The 7 days after the challenge was over. This is a graph showing what my body weight looked like the 7 days following the 50,000 calorie challenge. Now, I won't go on about this because I've talked about this a lot. I am an endurance athlete. I am currently training for an Ironman, which is happening in October. So a few pounds of weight gain is really not something I'm going to worry about because I'm expending so much energy. Just to show you how many calories I actually burned through training, this is what the next 7 days look like after the challenge was over.
This is the worst kind of life you could possibly live, essentially. It's complete slavery. You eat and you work out. Eat, work out, eat, work out. You age incredibly much. You kill millions of your cells every day. It's just absolutely insane.
I do want to touch upon something because a question that I got asked a lot about in the comment section of the video was, what were the bathroom trips like during and after the 50,000 calorie cheat day challenge? Now, my answer might surprise a lot of you, but I've actually dealt with much worse, believe it or not. I strategically implemented a lot of liquid calories in each meal. Like, I knew going into it that I was not going to be able, most likely not going to be able to eat 50,000 calories in just solid food like pizza, donuts, and all that. So I knew I needed to really maximize my liquid calorie consumption in this challenge. The liquid calories in this challenge accounted for about, I believe, about 34 to 37% of the total calories that I consumed in the actual challenge itself. So I'm actually really glad I decided to do that. Now, if you guys remember, the whole goal was to consume 50,000 calories within 24
It's really sad to look at him.
hours. And a big part of that was the calories themselves that I consumed. Now, if you don't know this, oil is one of the most calorie dense things you can actually consume, which is why I decided to put them in the shakes that I was consuming during the 24 hours. The other thing about oil is that it can make you go to the bathroom, and it can also keep you in the bathroom for a long time.
Why does he do this to himself? Why does he hate himself so much? Something must have happened in his childhood, maybe. This is an expression of trauma. It's absolute self-destruction. Oh, man. He obviously wants attention from people. Maybe his parents didn't give him enough attention. Yeah, you get some views and money out of it, but why would you destroy your health for something superficial like that?
Another question that I got asked a lot was, how much of the 50,000 calories did I absorb? Now, if you all know about fat gain, you know about calories and muscle and all that, you'll know that there are about 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat, which in theory would mean that I would gain about 14.2 pounds from this challenge. And to everyone that's not American, that's about 6.5 kilograms. Obviously, that didn't happen. Now, there's no way I'd be able to burn 50,000 calories.
That can't even happen. I didn't see exactly what he was eating, but there was a lot of junk food. I think a lot of nut butters and the oil also. You cannot absorb this and use it in the body. It may say that olive oil has a lot of calories in theory, but a human body can't actually use these plant calories, obviously, which is why you can't actually gain weight. If he would have ate animal fat, that would be a different story, but all of the cookies and whatever are also full of vegetable oils.
Calories in a single day, or even a quarter of that amount. I mean, I can burn about 10,000. As you guys have seen, I'm capable of doing that. So based on not even just this challenge, but all the crazy calorie challenges that I've done, I strongly believe that there's an upper threshold for the amount of calories that the human body is capable of absorbing. And now I know a lot of people are gonna hear me say that and be like,
oh, I'm gonna go out and eat 80,000 calories in a single sitting and great, I'm not gonna gain any weight. No.
it doesn't work like that. Don't get me wrong, you are going to absorb the majority of those calories. Going back to what I said earlier, I did gain weight from this challenge, but the majority of it I hold in my lower body. Another question that I was asked a lot is how I felt after eating all of that food. This really shouldn't come as a surprise when I say this, but the day that this challenge ended, it was brutal. It really sucked, but I'm pretty much used to it at this point. I find that these massive 24-hour calorie challenges,
But why do you do it?
just usually hit the hardest the day after I finished them. I expended a lot of energy the days following the challenge. Now, obviously my calorie intake was super low during those days, given the fact that I just had attempted to eat 50,000 calories. I mean, with that much food in one day, I am definitely not hungry the next day. In fact, I very rarely am hungry the next day, which means I generally don't have a meal the next day because there's so much actual food still in my body. So my appetite usually returns to normal about 36 to 48 hours after these challenges are over. And then throughout the next couple of days, I'm on top of my diet. I'm eating fairly low calorie, and I usually eat 1 meal a day. This is my protocol after I do these huge calorie challenges. And it doesn't
Seem to help with the aging. The damage is already done.
like a lot of fun, but that's pretty much what I have to do in order to continue to do what I do. Which leads me to my final point here. Hopefully this doesn't come as a surprise to you all, but these calorie challenges are not healthy to do at all, which is why I don't do them on a regular basis. It's also why I don't recommend for anybody else to do them. But
those challenges are healthier than riding your bike for so long, though. The exercise that you do is way unhealthier than all of the junk food that you eat.
the flip side to that is that I've been doing these for a long time now. Been doing these for about 6 years, and I've definitely learned a lot about my body over those 6 years, and I've learned what my limits are, and I definitely know how much is too much. And I also just have to say this, as a YouTuber with a really odd ability to eat insane amounts of food, it's my job to keep you all entertained.
It's kind of funny because he says that the food isn't healthy, which it isn't obviously at all, but I would argue that the amount of exercise that he does is actually more damaging to his body than all of this junk.
I've tried experimenting with videos that aren't super high calorie food challenges, and unsurprisingly, they're not as well received as these high calorie challenges are. It's totally fine though, because at the end of the day, I love my job, I love you guys, and I enjoy what I do. And I would not be doing what I do if I did not enjoy it.
Somehow this video seemed almost depressing in a sense. His life just seems so empty, and it's all about getting attention from other people, as I said before. And if he doesn't get as many views as he wants to from his regular videos, then he does these extreme challenges where he really destroys his body with the junk. Afterwards, he destroys it even more with the exercise. And that's what he lives for, even though he's actually killing himself slowly. Thanks for watching.